Morning guys from here in Maspalomas.
Here we are in Malaga Airport.
We're in the city of Brussels, the capital. Welcome to the centre of Porto.
Welcome to Marrakesh.
A very good afternoon guys from the 5th episode of the trip. And the weather's really turned on its head now. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon here in Faro and the temperature's about 24 degrees. So I'm absolutely loving the weather, and today we're going to be taking a look around Faro Old Town. Now what divides Faro Old Town with Faro New Town is this structure behind me, the Arco de Villa. Now this separates the Old Town. We're going to go through the Old Town walls and we're going to check it out. Come on guys, come join me. So as we can see here, the weather has improved dramatically since this morning's wind and rain. And let's have a look at this impressive building here. This is the Arco de Villa and this is the main entrance to get in to the old town of Faro. And what an impressive piece of architecture this is. If you want to find out more about it, you can pause the video here. This is the Arabic door. And this is the ancient door to get into the old city. Very similar to Tarifa, you have the Puerta de Jerez. This is the Arco de Villa. So, yeah, fantastic. But let's actually get into the old town now. We can see there's a fair amount of tourists milling about and having a look at this wonderful place. So I've got to be honest, I didn't do too much research on the old town here in Faro. But taking a walk around and it's really impressive, very whitewashed. And it's quite similar to most towns here in the Algarve. But let's push on and see what the old town has to offer. Come on guys. Of course I didn't have time to research the old town. I booked the tickets just a couple of hours before I left Gibraltar. So yeah, doing this mostly on a whim. But let's take a look around all the same. And this is a beautiful winding street. Very typical of Portugal. So it looks like we're coming up to something here. I'm not sure what, maybe a church or something. Pretty interesting design. As I'm about to flip the camera for you to see anyway guys. So yeah, here we have Faro's Cathedral, I think this is. If not, it's just definitely a big church. I don't really know too much about churches. This isn't a church channel. It just always seems to be the main focal point when you come to a town or city in Europe. So there we are. It is an impressive building and I'm sure it does date back quite a while. If you want to find out the facts, that's why you have Wikipedia. You know, you only tend to get minimal knowledge from this channel. Let's have a look at this, and there's lovely little bars and restaurants here in the old town square, but unfortunately we're not going to stop here because we've just had that big meal over in the market. If you haven't seen that episode, you can find it back on the channel. If not, I'm going to put all these videos in a playlist anyway, so you can watch them in sequence if you have missed any. But yeah, getting lost in the old town and the little streets now, and it is absolutely fantastic, this white and yellow that you see sprawled all over the buildings. But now coming into view is this fantastic painting of who, I don't know. So I'm not too sure which way to head really in the old town here in Faro. We got this way but it's blocked, you got that way but there's a kids party going on. I'm just not too sure where to go, so I think we're going to head back to the church and try and take an alley off there. Come on guys, let's see how this goes. So here we are, we've got some typical architecture from the local area and we follow the winding roads and find this little plaza here with bar, and it's absolutely packed, so you can see everyone with their t-shirts off enjoying a bit of sun. So yeah, there is a little bit of a buzz to the old town and there is somewhere to go. It's literally like every back alley you find something different. There's always a bar and a restaurant. There's a little bit of life here. I really like the old town here and I'm enjoying discovering it. Maybe you can find some similarities between here and Tarifa. Tell me what you think about that. But come on guys, let's keep exploring. So you may have guessed it, but I am finding a lot of similarities between Faro and Tarifa. And if you know me and if you know the channel, Tarifa is one of my favourite towns to go to in Spain, and yeah, you can see a lot of likeness between the two. Obviously you've got the language and the culture which are completely different, and that's the reason Tarifa's in Spain and Faro's in Portugal. It's very, very important to distinguish that they are two separate countries with two separate identities, two separate cultures, two separate cuisines. All they do is they share a land mass with each other, and that is the Iberian Peninsula, and that is also what Gibraltar and Andorra share with Spain and Portugal. We are all a part of this one Iberian Peninsula. But less of the geography, let's look around the old town walls, and these must date back at least 800 years or so, definitely from the Moorish occupation. But yeah, this is one of the other points, the other arcs to get in, and we can see some ancient Arabic scripture written on the wall there, so we can see Faro's past is preserved.
So we've gone out that way, we've checked that out, we've seen the old city walls. Let's head back the way we came in now and just take in the last sights of the old town here. And what a beautiful day it is. I mean, I am starting to get a bit hot, but yeah, absolutely lovely. You can't complain about the weather here in the Algarve.
So let's turn the corner here. We have come past this place and we have gone round the church. Of course, as I said previously, that's the main focal point of the old town here in Faro. We've got these typical low Portuguese buildings which look fantastic.
So many impressive buildings here in Faro, just everywhere you look. They're absolutely fantastic. It's just that typical Portuguese architecture. Really shows the city in such a good light. But let's head down, let's head out of the old town. I've got to tell you, I am feeling the tiredness from last night's sleep on the sun lounger, so let's hope we can keep going for the next episode or two anyway. But let's try and find our way out of the old town now. Come on.
At this point I am feeling the tiredness. It's like I am sleeping with my eyes open, you know, where you're staring, your eyes are wide open but you're not looking at nothing, nothing's going on in your brain. But anyway, I want to take some shots because this street, and you may remember this is the Arco de Villa which we came through, but let's look at it from the old town perspective and not from the new town as where we started. I think this has to be one of the most impressive buildings here in Faro. As we come through now, you can see a group of tourists, you can see the train goes up there.
So that's it from me here in the old town, the same place where we started the video just behind us. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a beautiful little walk around Faro. But from me here in Faro's old town, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you on the next adventure.